I am traveling from Canada to the UK soon, and that's just over 7 hours. For me, with Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, it can be a challenge to be on a flight and to not have it be the most miserable experience of your life. With every trip, I always have the anxiety and the worries about how much pain I'm going to be in while traveling on an airplane. Now, for some of you, you just might be in pain for many various reasons, injuries and disabilities. So I'm gonna go over some of the items I have in my carry-on. Some of them I have used before, and some of them are gonna be brand new to me on this trip. While this is not specific to Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, I think you guys are gonna like it, fellow zebras and spoonies out there. And I'd like to mention that nothing was sponsored. I paid for all of these, so if anything sucks, it will be a literal waste of money. Let's get into my little travel bag, everyone. Starting with the bum cushion. Probably my most essential item, the bum cushion. I love this brand name, and I just keep calling it Bilber Baggins. It sounds like a name from The Hobbit. Come here, Bilber Baggins. No, 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 no. It comes with this neat little carry case. What I like about this one is it has these weird little honeycomb matrix built kind of cushion. I have like an ocean of different types of bum cushions. Like I have ones for the hairdresser, ones for the movie theater, one for going to a stadium because my pelvis and hip will just dislocate. And then I sit on a bag of nerves and it feels terrible. So this I found great for the plane because it allows circulation. If you're gonna be on a plane for like 7 hours to 14 hours, a really warm microfibery one might make your butt all hot and itchy. Not that's happened to me before. It has absolutely happened to me before. So something breathable I find really awesome. I did weigh this for you guys. It's probably the only con to it. It's 1.3 kilograms or about 3 pounds, which isn't like that heavy, but it's certainly not light. I have a microfiber cushion that I take to like sporting events, and that one is super light. Like I don't even know it's in my backpack. This can be heavy, so just be aware that I keep it in the roller luggage so that I don't have to put it on my back. Hey, future Martina, how did it all go? Hey past Martina, it's future Martina. I've been to the UK and back, and I'm here to let you know how these items actually held up on the plane. Starting with the gel bum cushion. I really liked it. I found it to be a multitasker. Instead of just sitting on it on the airplane, I ended up using it for like my back, and that was really fantastic. And then I put it on the ground and used it to elevate my feet. So despite the fact that it is a little bit heavy, I used it for so many different things that I'm 100% flying with this gel cushion everywhere I go. As long as I have a roller luggage, because it is a little bit heavy, and putting it in the roller luggage meant it didn't bother me at all. I think if I had to carry it on my back amongst everything else I was carrying in a backpack, it might be a little too heavy for me, but that's just for me. Altogether, I'm gonna give this 5 puppies out of 5 puppies. Digging the bum gel seat. This is a back of the pocket organizer. Some of you can sleep through flights, some of you can watch movies throughout the flights. I need like several forms of entertainment to get me through my flight because I will likely be awake for the whole 7 hours. So this is really neat. It's slightly weighted and heavy, and it's supposed to be able to tuck into the back of the airplane seat in front of you, and it just provides you with all these additional little pockets. And what I really like about it is they have, first of all, a zipper pocket, which is great if you're one of those people who loses stuff often. Now I know if I put something in here, I don't have to worry about, has it dropped out of my pocket? Because I've seen a lot of horror stories of people's phones falling between chairs and getting crushed and stuff. It's also just got these little hangy buttons here. So you can actually just roll up your cables if you like cable management like we do. And one last thing I forgot to mention is that this big old hole in the back is for my iPad, so I can doodle or I can like read a book. And I love that because normally I put all my stuff into a tote bag inside of my carry-on so that when I get to the plane, I go, this is everything for the airplane. I like offload a tote bag, but your tote bag still goes on the ground or you don't know where it is. So this will be able to have all my stuff in one place and I won't have to fuddle about opening up the overhead bin and risking my life. Luggage. Well, this pocket organizer is my new favorite thing. This was a fantastic addition to my flight, let me just say. Not only was it convenient to have everything in front of me, it was just stress and anxiety reducing. You have to think about all the stuff you're bringing with you on the plane, and like if you put it above you and they don't let you get up because your seats have to remain buckled, you might need to blow your nose. You might have forgotten your headphone adapter. Whatever it may be, it was so nice to know that I could pre-pack this pocket. Pre-pack this pocket. A lot of P's in there. And that I could actually place it in front of me knowing that I've got everything at hand. I changed what I had in it on the way back from the UK to Canada because I was hella sick. So I was filling it with like Halls and things for my throats, as well as lots of extra tissues and like lotion for my nose. So it was just an amazing addition to my flight. I really got to recommend these. I would say that because I had a lot of stuff in it, like an iPad and I had a phone in it, the weight did cause the pocket to kind of flap a little bit forward. My knees weren't bumping it or anything, but every once in a while, if I like crossed my legs over, I might have just kind of smacked it a little bit, but it wasn't anything that was so noticeable. If you're super tall and you have really big, long legs, I'm sure flying on an airplane is already hell for you. This might be a little more irritating to you. And oh yeah, I nearly forgot. It came with this bonus table cover, which just came with the pocket, and it slides over the table on the airplane so that I guess you can cover it and you don't have to worry about touching the table or something. I'm not totally sure what it's for, but I felt super posh putting out this little black tablecloth. A little bit silly as well, but you know, I wouldn't have bought that, but it did come with it for free. It was all right. What am I, a magician? I would give this 10 kittens out of 10 kittens. All right, I'm excited to talk about this one because there's a lot of what in the Stranger Things? Okay, hang on a second. I'll be right back. What's going on here? Ugh. Oh my gosh.
What's up, everybody? It's Future Martina, here from the future, but I don't have a lot of time because past Martina might come back in and it'll frick everything up. Or whatever. Alright, I'm here to give you some wicked travel advice from the future, so it's even better than the past Martina. Number 1, I still bring a cushion with me everywhere I travel, but gel seats are out. No, I use Ewok now. It's much nicer, it's breathable, the fur is so nice. Plus those little guys are so cute. I just love them. Here's another tip for what to pack when you go to the airport. Your sword! Honestly, this variety is my favorite. I can use it as a microphone, I can use it to kill people. It's perfect, really. But they still won't let you travel with water. Or as we now call it, mola. Can I get a bottle of mola? It works really well for the Brits. And last, and this is some really good advice, all right? When you're traveling somewhere and you land, you're gonna wanna have data. And you don't wanna be fuddle around in your phone trying to get a SIM card in. No. You gotta download Saily. This is the ESIM of the future. Or the ESIM of the future. Anyways, you gotta download Saily. Here's why. You just download the app, you choose the country you're traveling to, and you purchase the amount of data you want. And you can do this just before you travel, so that when you land in the country, you already have data. But there's something even more future. Saily now has these nifty little regional bundle packs. So let's say you're traveling to Europe or you want to go to Asia. You can pick the regional bundle for Asia and Oceania.
Well, what does that mean, future Martina?
Okay, I'll break it down for you. You're gonna go spend some time in Japan and then you want to go to South Korea, or as we now call it, the Democratic Sovereign Republic of LG and Samsung. You get the regional Asia pack, and now you can travel between Japan and Korea, and it's gonna switch providers for you, so your data is still there when you land right away. And hey, don't just hoard this information, okay? If you've got some elders in your life that don't know their phones are eSIM compatible, help them out, show them how to use Saily. And pass along this promo code. If you put King Kogi in checkout, you're gonna get 15% off your first purchase. Can't believe that still works in the future. Don't start asking questions. The time continuum. All right, what are you waiting for? The QR code is on the screen. You can scan it, you can download it, you can save it for later, but if you don't do it now, I know you're not gonna do it because I am from the future. Head to Saily.com/King Kogi. And don't forget the promo code King Kogi for 15% off at checkout. Honestly, I said King Kogi and promo code and Saily so many times, I hope it's sinking in. Oh, she's coming back, gotta go, can't let her see me. Otherwise, she might try to grow this fabulous beard too soon. Beards are in the future, if I haven't mentioned it. They are fantastic. Oh, one last thing. Sloths are indeed aliens. Okay, gotta go.
All right, well, that was weird. It was nothing, apparently. Everything seems to be fine. I just have this really weird, prickly-skinned Matrix deja vu sensation.
Future.
I don't know why. Well, anyways, back to the review. This is just a plain old eye mask for sleeping, but it has those weird little impact marks in the center and it kind of pushes out with some foam. I just find that the normal pair of masks, it pushes against my face and against my ears, and I wake up with like welts here and sometimes like here, like wherever it's pushing. So I just got these really soft ones that have eyeball holes. You wouldn't think that you'd need, but it's just your normal face mask, but it just leaves room for like your eyes. It's so, look at this. It's so soft. It's like butter. It's so buttery. I like packing this to pretend that I'm gonna sleep. I'm like, you're gonna do it, girl. And I'm like, I will, between the last remaining 1 hour of the flight about to descend, and then they'll wake you up for breakfast and you'll be like, ah, you just fell asleep. I'll still pack it. The other thing I always bring with me is a face mask, just one to put on my face that is super hydrating. I find if I treat my trips more like a hotel in the sky, I feel less dread and fear going into it. And so I'm trying to like positively reinforce. When everyone's asleep and you're the only one up and the toilets are empty, I go like, it's Martina spa mode. And I go to the washroom and I put on a face mask, and I cover my feet with a cute pair of fuzzy warm, these are paws. You don't have to use paws, but fuzzy warm socks of some kind on top of my socks. And then that way, these are the socks I know that touched the gross floor of the airplane, but I don't have to worry about like finding the slippers or, you know, trying to put my shoes back on. My shoes are off the second I'm on the plane. It's like up in the overhead bin, and then these are on. This is just a cool little niche black face mask. It's really helpful for the dryness in the air. I never did this until I moved to Asia, and they would always give it out on the flights. This is like pre-COVID, everyone, right? And then my friend said, oh, it's, you know, you get that sore throat, you get dry boogies, whatever. This prevents all that. And I was like, bonus also, you don't have to breathe in everyone's farticles. So that's always nice. They have these little holes here, so I can put my phone in this little pocket here or here, and I can actually listen to my headphones all the way from there, so I don't have to hold it, but I also don't have to worry about my phone being in my pocket and sliding out. You might be like, Martina, there's no headphones attached to that cable. I know, these are for my Bluetooth headset that are totally sound canceling, which is an amazing experience if you've ever tried that. Sound canceling headphones, wireless with your phone and your music or your audiobook. You can like walk through the airplane and have whatever vibe you're having in your ears. It's amazing. One critical detail I forgot to mention was, why was I even packing a wire for my wireless headphones? Okay, I actually use it to plug into the plane system so that I can watch the movies, so that if you don't have that cable, you can't actually connect to the system. So I just like the convenience of having wireless headphones that if I want to listen to the movie, I just literally pick up the cable and just plug it on in. And if I don't want to, I just pull it out and I can kind of walk away with my headphones on. I personally really like that. One thing to note is that depending on the plane, they have 3 jacks. And sometimes when you plug in your own personal headphones, you only get one sound, like the left or the right ear. Other times it works perfectly and I have stereo. So it just depends on the flight. But don't forget your cable if you want to use your own headphones to listen to the audio system for the airplane. I like to watch the worst movies I can when I'm on an airplane because I know I would never pay money for it otherwise. What's this? Another set of headphones? It is, it's my 3rd set of headphones. These ones allow me to hear the sound around me, and it goes this way instead of this way. Why, Martina? Because this hurts my ear canals after a while because of my delicate little ears. The wireless headphones can't sleep with, and these ones allow me to sleep. It's an assortment of getting through it. And tried and trusted. Tried and tested for me. I always bring with me a back brace. This is just the normal kind of back brace that people use for pushing carts around or lifting heavy things. I find it really helpful after my body has given up the ghost and decided to no longer support itself. I just pop that on when I get off the plane, and it saves like pushing your luggage or just like using your core after it's been turned to jelly. And of course, I always travel with my portable cane. This cane is just my go-to cane, to be honest, because it's covered in Sanrio and Hello Kitty, and it's adorable. But I always bring this with me on every flight. You never know what's gonna happen. You might tweak a nerve or do something weird, and it can be so helpful for getting you off the plane and also making you feel less when you have to be on those like a little assisted service vehicles. people look at you and they're like,
You look too young to be on that.
and I'm like, look at my cane. Something's wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with you, Spoonies. You're the best. Except for your joints and faulty collagen. We like dark humor in the chronic illness community. We're all very dark that way. Rest every moment of your journey. Peace, son. What? So close to making sense. Look at this ridiculous thing. It's like a giant black truffle. This is new. I have never tried this out before, but this is an inflatable leg rest for the airplane. I know, look at me going fancy. Having my legs in one position, like just downwards or just sitting on the footrest, it's just too painful because I can only move between those two. I get up and walk around all the time, but when you want to like chill and relax, having your legs a little elevated, I think will be great. It has 2 tiers, so you can inflate it once to have like a half level and inflate it twice, and it's supposed to be flush to the seat. And then it comes with this nifty little condom, little cover, and you put it on it so that when it touches the plane floor, you're not like, ew, gross. I'm gonna toss on my stopwatch and I'm gonna see how long it takes me to inflate the first chamber and then the second chamber. And then we're gonna enter the chamber.
That was a Wu-Tang reference in case you guys didn't get it.
Stopwatch is on. This is gonna be great on the plane. I can just see this being awesome. Less than 50 seconds for the first half of it. This is for like a little nubby seat. We're gonna keep going and we're gonna do the second half. A minute 36. Okay, so we can say that you can inflate the whole thing in under 2 minutes if you've got good lungs on you. All right, look at this thing. Look at this thing. All right, we're gonna put a little cover on, so then everyone's gonna be like, oh, look at that girl with all her stuff. Look, I was born this way, okay? Gosh. Boop, there it is. We're gonna flip it over. Honestly, I think I did something wrong with this because I think there's a little spout and then there's the big one for quick release. So I could have used the little one to inflate and then the big one is supposed to be for quick release. Now that I figured out that I was blowing in the wrong hole, I think it'll be even easier. Look, I'm a model. Oh, I need more air than that. But you're feeling so crazy right now. Pretty compact. And if you're a parent, I saw some nifty photos of people using this to create like an even little bed for their kids to sleep on. So like the kids were sleeping with their faces like on the actual seat cushion and then it spread across so they had leg room. Seems like a good idea. So obviously I'm not gonna be able to show you how this works until I get on the plane. Will it deflate? Will it be annoying? I have no idea yet. So I will report back to you on how I feel about this inflatable elevating cushion mabob.
Dun 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 dun. Breaking news. The report is in on the inflatable footstool and turns out it was a little fussy. You know, I'm a little torn about this particular product. It did everything it said it was gonna do. It absolutely stayed inflated. I was able to use 2 different tiers. It deflated very quickly once I figured out that there's a giant air exit valve. It rolled up, it folded up, and it really did everything that it said it was going to do. However, I found it a little bit fussy and it didn't have like a lot of space for you to actually inflate and put it down onto the ground. I even paid extra to be in premium economy and it was a pretty tight fit for me to like push it down onto the ground. If I was flying in economy, I don't think I would have been able to inflate that and actually fit it between the seat and the seat in front of me. So that is something to be aware of. I'm sure there's also differences in things like airplane sizes, and if you're flying internationally, the flight seats might be different in size. You could probably use this on a long distance train or a bus, so I think there's definitely multiple uses for this. As I said, the product itself wasn't a failure for what it promised to do. I just personally didn't love it. And on the way home from the UK, I ended up not using the footstool at all. And I used my bum gel cushion on the ground to elevate my feet a bit. And I really enjoyed that instead. It's very situational, depends on the person and what flight they're flying on. Altogether, I would give this 3 cupcakes out of 5 cupcakes. Not my favorite thing, but the product itself wasn't a failure. Have any of you guys used an inflatable footstool anywhere, like on any kind of a flight or travel? Please let me know in the comment section. I would love to know other ways you could use this.
A neck pillow. There are so many of these out there, and I confess that I don't normally travel with one because I travel with a full-size pillow and my pig Kogi inside of a bag, and I need like this barricade of pillows and softness to get through all the pushing and pressure. Woo, look at that. The biggest problem that I have with these is that I still do this and I do that, and I have real hardcore cervical instability, but this one actually closes shut around here, and you can attach this to the back of the seat. I've yet to use it, but so far I've been practicing at home just to see how it fits. Don't go like that. And then, I'm like an F1 car driver. You can tighten it like this, or you can loosen it like a little sweater, like that. And so that way, if you do this, do that, you've got like an attachment. And then this will hold back. So the whole flight, I could put on my headphones, listen to an audiobook, and just be like, and hopefully it will keep my head upright. My general concerns as someone who has EDS is that it might be so attached to the back of the seat that it will actually pull my neck in a way that will be painful. So I will report back to the zebras and spoonies about this. But for everyone else, it might just be like a great way if you nod your head a lot. All right, there are a few points to talk about with this neck pillow. The first one is going to be that the little Velcro system that's supposed to go through the back of the seat to keep it upright was incompatible with my seat, so I can't even review that function. Now that I think about it, I bet you it will be pretty awesome for car trips because you've got that kind of seat that moves up and they have the metal bars, and so you could actually Velcro it around it, but I didn't have anything for it to Velcro on, so that was a bit of a bummer. The things that I did like, that tie in the front that pulls it together so that your head doesn't bob, was actually really helpful. I personally really enjoyed that. The only downside was that because the cushion was a little bit bigger, it raised up around here. It wasn't just around your neck. It was super comfy for sleeping, but extremely difficult for over-the-ear headphone use. Hence the reason why I packed so many headphones. I wanted to be able to like listen to an audiobook or listen to music while using the neck pillow. And I was able to do it with the headphones that didn't go over my ears, but the over-the-ear headphones came nowhere close to fitting. I couldn't even turn it sideways or forward. So if you're packing one pair of headphones and this neck pillow, you better check if it's compatible before you get on the flight. Something I did like about it is that you can kind of scrunch it up and you kind of roll it up like a little cinnamon bun and you stick it into the carry package. And I really like that because it was able to be super small. You always see people with their neck cushions kind of just like stuck on their neck at the airport or hanging off the side of their luggage. I liked being able to like put it inside my carry-on and not have it take up a huge amount of space. Altogether, I'm going to say this is 4 carrots out of 5 carrots. I liked it, I will use it again, but I am going to try not to be disappointed that I can't attach my head to the back of a chair and sleep like this perfectly.
Because I really want to try it sometime.
Do any of you have this cushion, or do you have a cushion similar to this? What flight were you on? Like, did it work? Please let me know in the comment section.
Sharing is caring, y'all.
Well, I hope at least one of these items was useful for you to hear about. If you are using a lot of these items or different things, please let us know in the comment section. I love hearing other people's experience of what they do when they're traveling. I might seem like I'm an overprepared kind of person, but I have been traveling a lot over the past, I would say, decade, and I've been on planes and trains and buses, and these are the kind of things that I really wish I had known in advance because it would have made things so much less painful. Out of everything that I reviewed and took with me, I would say that the gel cushion and the pocket organizer are my favorite ones, and I'm going to be taking them with me everywhere I go. Please let everyone know in the comment section if you have any items that you like taking with you, things that you found really helpful and stuff that you might recommend to everybody else as well. Don't forget to include your fails as well, like my inflatable cushion.
Although I wouldn't call it a fail. I would just say it was a bit fussy.
Thanks for watching this video. If you like videos like this, like travel-related stuff, please let me know in the comment section as well. I'm always interested in hearing feedback from the community about things that you like me to talk about. Keep keeping it cool in the King Kogi village, and I will see you all on the airship. Bring your gel cushions. Captain Martina out.
And hey, don't forget to go to saily.com/KingKogi or scan the QR code on the screen. And King Kogi for the promo code and the discount will get you 15% off your first purchase. Share the knowledge. Future Martina out again. Oh, and Tom Cruise is an android.